There were a number of control decks being thrown around the preview patches for Legends of Runeterra, but in my opinion, none of them hold a candle to my next list for you guys. Of the three main control lists in the Phase 2 metagame, Karma Ash, War Mother Control, and Ezreal Heimerdinger, only one of them is able to run Deny. Additionally, all three lists are fairly soft to Shadow Isle's hard removal, with War Mother Control being arguably the most resilient of the group. For the sake of brevity, let's quickly assess War Mother Control as a context point for my proposed list. I'm of the opinion that whilst War Mother Control isn't a bad deck, it has some pretty large flaws as a control list. Firstly, it suffers greatly from not being able to run Deny, which means that against many lists, it doesn't have effective ways to stop opposing win conditions. Secondly, it has to strike a balance between removal, ramp, and finishers. This can be an issue in games where the wrong components are drawn at the wrong time, and many of the cards end up being dead or even a liability in some matchups. Finally, the War Mother Control deck only has two sources of card draw, Avarose and Sentry and Catalyst of Aeons, which I feel really isn't enough for a deck that requires so many specific components. The list that we're going to talk about today, Atrocity Control, has a much more streamlined approach, by removing the ramp, doubling down on removal and control magic, and running a very tight combo win package. Atrocity Control is filled with a ton of redundancy, and therefore has a very inevitable feeling to it. There isn't a lot of variance, and therefore bad draws to be had. I've only talked about War Mother Control here for brevity, but I consider our deck to favorably compare to all of the other control lists mentioned before as well. With that being said, this intro has already been a little long, so let's hop into the deck tech. What if I were to tell you that a frequent win condition of this deck requires you to do only 4 damage before turn 8, and that if you can often win on turn 9? Can you see how this deck might accomplish such a feat? There are two main cards to discuss when evaluating this deck's most common winning sequence: Commander Ledros and the deck's namesake, Atrocity. Atrocity reads, kill an ally to deal damage equal to its power to anything. This is fast speed, by the way. Commander Ledros, on the other hand, is a follower, which for 8 mana has an enter the battlefield effect that halves the opponent's Nexus health. It also happens to have 8 attack. This means that if the opponent is on 16 health and Ledros is played, they go to 8, and then sacking Ledros to Atrocity finishes up the kill. But, you might say, how on earth are you going to get that 4 damage in? This deck is almost entirely spells. Well, this is where the other key card of the deck comes in, which is the Undying. The Undying is a 3-mana, 2/2 follower, which will return to play with +1/+1 if it dies. This card is almost never going to be blocked early on when it is a 2/2, and if it is, the opponent actually just increases the size of a possible Atrocity outlet for us. We also have the cantripping Shadow Assassin, which happens to be elusive, therefore allowing for another consistent way to get the 4 damage we're looking for. For the last follower, River Shaper is an excellent card in our list, due to being a chump blocker which digs many times potentially, or at minimum replaces itself. Because it is a recurring effect, unlike something like Avarose and Sentry, it's quite a big threat, which an opponent might be inclined to spend removal on too. For champions, we're only running Elise, and actually, original versions of this deck didn't actually run any champions, and I have a feeling that running none might be correct. The reason for Elise's inclusion rather than a champion such as Karma is that she is very useful in punishing slower decks and draws by generating spiders as chump blockers. In games where the opponent is impotent out of the gate, she can be a real clock too, which helps. The rest of this deck is basically just all the best spells for control in Legends of Runeterra. Absorb Soul and Glimpse Beyond are amazing value with the Undying. Grasp of the Undying, Vengeance are two of the best spot removal cards in the game. Withering Wail, the Box, and the Ruination are the best board wipes in the game. We have lots of sustainability with Ritual of Renewal and our Drain spells, but also with Spirit's Refuge, which is fantastic once the Undying gets big enough, or if we don't have the combo when we drop Ledros. If for some reason we're forced to spend Atrocity as removal, we can always use the Harrowing as a big finisher late into the game. For ensuring our game-winning plays stick, we have Deny too, which is an obvious all-star of the deck. With that out of the way, let's dive into some gameplay. Alright, let's hop into game number 1 here. Looks like we're up against Mono, Piltover, and Zon, which is definitely kind of uncommon. Certainly don't want this Ritual of Renewal in our hand. Possibly do want this Deny if he's playing Teemo and Ezreal, though. I could see needing it for Ezreal stuff. Okay, well, we're not going to have too much to do on early turns with this deck. Mostly just looking to save mana. Undying. It's pretty good that he's playing fairly slow too, although we are definitely going to need to deal with this Puffcat Peddler sooner than later. For now, we'll just get this Undying down though. Weird that he didn't attack last turn. Maybe he doesn't realize that the Undying can't block. I think we want to draw. Grasp with the Undying's pretty good, especially if he gets an Ezreal onto the board fairly soon. Oh, that's a lot of spells. Yeah, I think we're gonna deny this one. He's spending a lot of resources right now, and if we can shut down the card draw, plus also, you know, take less damage, seems really good to me. And of course, also this means he doesn't get the Puff Cat pet or trigger, which is really, really nice. Surprised he's blocking that. Yeah. Doesn't make too much sense to block that guy. Drawing another deny is really, really nice. We do have an answer to this Teemo. Maybe he'll play something first. Okay, well, you can deal with this Ezreal and Teemo pretty easily. If he attacks, well, okay, maybe not anymore. Perhaps do we want to deny this? Yeah, I think we do. I mean, we really want this elusive guy left alive to be a blocker for the Ezreal. And with Withering Wail on top, we can easily get 2 kills if he does attack in. He's still going for it, so we are going to get rewarded for this line pretty heavily here. He's losing a lot of resources, not putting on too much pressure. Ruination isn't too good a draw yet. I don't think he's going to block the elusive, but... Oh, okay, Mystic Shot. Alright, well, you know, thankfully that guy did his duty already. I think we want to get Grasp on Peddler here. We can always get the Withering Wail down later on. We're not in any rush particularly, and this way he doesn't get the trigger on the Peddler. Okay, Chump Wump, huh? Maybe we just Ruination at this point, I'm not sure. I feel like probably doesn't have too much gas left in his hand, so why not? This way we can save the heal too. And he's just gonna be dumping stuff, I guess. Flipping Teemo. Doesn't have an answer, I doubt. Especially in mono. Piltover and Zon. So many shrooms! Okay, finally we're gonna get that Ruination down. And he's on 1 card. We don't have that many shrooms in our deck, so I'm feeling pretty good. We have a lot of sustain as well, even if he does hit us with a decent amount of shrooms. Okay, so he's just running straight copies of that in addition to the ones which he's generating, which is good to know. I mean, he's already down to 9. We might even just be able to Atrocity him with one of these Undyings, to be honest. Leaves it bad. Developer. Okay. I mean, what's he got? He's got to have something here, right? I think we still want to develop things. Just because why not? We've got so much protection in our hands. Yeah, okay. Don't care particularly about that. Get Spirit's Refuge off here too. Spirit's Refuge is one of the more interesting cards in the deck, but it really does help against the aggressive matches because of lifesteal, and then control because you can actually protect your stuff. This is pretty much lethal. 1 left. We have Atrocity to finish things off too. Maybe we can bait 1 more spell, but probably don't need to. I don't think there's anything that punishes us other than Get Excited there, which he didn't have a card to discard actually, so that was going to be fine. Alright, that was a quick game 1. Let's head into game number 2. Okay, found a match for game number 2. What are his colors going to be? It's going to be Freljord and Noxus. So first guess would probably be that we're going up against the Braum Vladimir deck, which it looks like we are. This is a weird one. I don't really see much benefit to playing that list, but it seems pretty popular. Not sure if we want the box or not. Yeah, let's keep it. Dying. Okay, that's good to get early on. We've got an interesting hand with a lot of creatures. River Shaper will be nice if we can get that down early. For now, at least, though. Culling. Okay, honestly, like, him using that on Elise is better than anything else. Hopefully we can get River Shaper down here. I doubt he'll give us a free draw, but maybe. This might stop the attack. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a very profitable thing for him to do. You get a spell for free, basically. Atrocity. Okay, good to have one of those. Maybe we can start ramping up the Undying, get it in range. Unscarred Reaver. Okay. I don't think there's anything that stops us from attacking here, to be honest. Even if he has some kind of trick, River Shaper will have drawn us 2 cards, which is fantastic. Okay. Yeah, this is no big deal. I'm going to sack this guy here even though we don't get the health. I don't think he's going to put on enough pressure that it matters. I just want to grow this guy sooner than later.
What form will the waters take?
Ruination. Ruination could be good if he's got duplication stuff especially. And Spirit's Refuge is amazing in this matchup too. I kind of want to play something, but I also kind of want to wait for the box. He might play more stuff this turn. Okay, nice. It's too bad that this is one which damages, because now he gets the duplicate, but still, we get to remove 7 power for 1 card, and it's like a 1.5 for 1 trade, so I think the box is a very good option here. Brahm's getting kind of close to leveling up, but there's not much we can do about that right now. I'm okay with it. Ultimately, even if he does level up, we do have a Ruination sitting around too. Let's draw for now. Hopefully something good. Yeah, deny is great, actually. Okay. I think we're gonna glimpse this one. Our Undying is getting pretty big. If we can have him die 1 more turn, he'll be 5 attack, which puts him in range of killing most things that he's got. Ruination's looking good soon. Can go it for this turn. We'll see if he attacks first, though. I'm imagining, yeah, he's going to open attack. Okay. Well, I'm kind of cool just not going for the Ruination yet. Like, he's got to have more stuff in hand anyway, right? I like this, actually. I don't want to use the Spirit's Refuge yet on this 2-2 either, because I think with Ledros in hand, like, there's good odds that we end up using it on that later. Another Curator. He's got a lot of those duplicating all over the place. Withering Wail is not a very good card in this matchup for obvious reasons. Until he's already self-damaged a bunch, that is. Yeah, this is the thing, like, there's no good block there, but this means that we just get to get his health down to Ledros Atrocity range. He's going for another one of those, huh? Okay. Still a good Ruination, even with that. Like, he's not actually getting value from this effect, he's just staying afloat. Entreat, beginning of his turn, is pretty good. Vladimir's obviously a strong card, but if we can... Yeah, we could probably stop him from going for an attack by playing Ledros here. We've got Deny for any fancy shenanigans that he tries to do as well. Yeah, not surprised he passes. This is one of those things with this deck where, like, we could probably just Atrocity him here, but what if he has Frostbite or something? Might as well play slower. If he does have some way of removing this Ledros, like a Noxian Guillotine post-combat or something, we just get to replay it, so I don't really mind. We're in such dominant control of this match. I just want to bait out his stuff. If he's got a Noxian Guillotine, I'm okay with it, but maybe he'll use something else if we play this Assassin first. Harrowing as well, which is great for finishing if he does somehow deal with this. I don't think he can in these colors, though. Let's just try Atrocity. I think it's probably going to land. He basically needs specifically Frostbite here so that it deals 0 when it sacks. But then we just get to replay it. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, that's going to be the game. Okay, so you can see, like, we can put on a lot of pressure, and we don't have too many issues with aggro. Let's go into the next one. Okay, found game number 3. Maybe this is discard aggro. It could be the Jinx Draven deck in these colors. Also a pretty popular deck that I think is pretty bad. So happy to go against it if it is that. Don't think we want Ledros in our hand at the very least. Maybe not the box. Against Jinx Heimer, we definitely want the box. Great against Heimer, especially. River Shaper. That could be good. We'll see how aggressive he is. It's a really strong chump blocker in a lot of situations. He's going to get in for a little bit of damage early here, but I'm not too worried about it. We can just develop this Elise here. Sump Dredger. Okay. Perhaps next turn we'll Vile Feast plus Elise to block that guy. Slow him down. He is playing actual discard cards, which I think is the worst possible way of building this deck. It just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. Oh shoot, I was talking about that and I should have actually used Vile Feast post-combat. We would have been 1 health higher, would have been on 18 instead of 17. Hopefully we don't lose by 1 health. But yeah, why not just play a low curve? No reason to discard, I think. Okay, let's develop one of these River Shapers. Yeah, there's no way we're going to let him buff guys and draw cards here. Denying this for sure. Like, obviously we'd love to save Deny for like a progress day later if he is playing that with Heimer, but this is too much tempo. And I think it's smart of him to block here. We would have just gotten a second one after blocking next turn. Second card draw, that is. Ruination is a really good card against the Heimer decks, but don't have much use for it just yet. I think we want to chump here. Yeah. Not much reason not to. I think we don't want to play anything yet. I mean, he's got so much mana, he's very likely to do something. If he plays a Jinx or something, then yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can box it, which is nice. Could have been good to save for Heimer, but this slows him. And with his hand being so light, we don't want this Jinx staying alive. So I like box here. Atrocity, nice. That'll be good later. We could go as Shadow Assassin for the time being. Just get some damage in elusively. Static Shock here doesn't do a lot. Maybe he has another Static Shock? And he actually plays Heimer post using the Static Shock. He must have been trying to bait out some cards from us. And admittedly, he does get Heimer for a turn. I don't think that's going to do a ton for him. Okay. I'm pretty sure that Absorb Soul fizzles this spell. But on the off chance that it doesn't, how bad would it be to Spirit's Refuge? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does fizzle. He doesn't get the draw here. There's no reason to let him get anything off there. Maybe we want a Vengeance this Heimerdinger. I think we do. Well, he's really low on mana and can't really get any value out of it. Okay. No attacks from him is good. Playing the Undying here for a bit of pressure. He has another Heimerdinger, which is a little bit annoying after we already killed one. I want to get multiple draws out of this guy because our hand's really light, which is why I'm Spirit's Refuging there. Apprentice. He's very light on cards, so I'm hoping that he doesn't really have much to do right now. Vision. Okay. So he gets the elusive guy. That's not a big deal. We're probably going to Ruination next turn. I'd love to get another draw, but now that he's played so much, like, if he doesn't open attack... Okay, well, he does. So that's good. We managed to get something in here. Now, if he has a way of drawing mid-combat, like Progress Day, we want to block here. But we do get to actually heal a little if we block here. And he doesn't have a Progress Day, that is. So I kind of like this better. Oh, actually, we're going to Ruination. We didn't really need to play Spirit's Refuge there. Would have got the card draw regardless. That was kind of a misplay, I think. I don't know. I mean, actually, now we get to attack one time next turn with River Shaper, so we're still going to get our big Ruination off after a third draw with that guy. River Shaper needs a nerf so badly. It's just such a broken card. Grasp is really, really nice. Deny to protect things here too, which is super good. Sure. You do you. Another Grasp. Really, really good. He might draw more Jinxes soon. We've dealt with most of the Heimers though. Okay. It's annoying that that's a burst spell. It means we can't deny it. Progress Day is a very, very good card. I don't think that any version of Control other than this one competes, so I would never have an opportunity to use it, basically. Alright, let's just Ruination here. He might have more spells, but I don't really care. Like, even if he manages to create some turrets while this is on the stack, Doesn't really bother us because we have 2 grasps in hand. Like, we have another ruination, we have a deny. What is he really going to accomplish?
Just you and me, Fishbones.
And we can grasp. We can grasp that at the start of next turn. Yeah, I think he's done. Withering Wail's not too bad. Okay, let's grasp this Jinx. Can't block, but no need. Still really healthy considering his aggro. Final Jinx, but we have another grasp. That's kind of sad for him. Yeah, there's the emote. Okay. I don't see how he can possibly come back here. Like, what top ends could he have? I think he has one more Heimer, maybe? I guess we don't know how many copies of things he's running, but it doesn't matter particularly. Very likely we're just going to be able to end the game by using Atrocity on an Undying here. No Liturus required, but we'll see. Just going to play it slow. No reason to be risky. Glimpse is nice. We definitely want to grow these Undyings more. I think we got to do it on the 3/3 here in case he has Mystic Shot, so we don't get denied it. Jury Rig. Playing a 1/1 on turn 13 or whatever this is doesn't look too good. Alright, and there's a Liturus, so might as well get that guy in. Makes it so even a 4 damage Atrocity kills him, which is really, really nice. This is another reason why I think the discard version of the deck is bad, because, at least with aggro, like, these cards do nothing by themselves. They are worse than no card. Well, not worse than no card, but I'm being hyperbolic, you get the point. Might as well attack before we go for the Atrocity stuff here. Might bait out some spells, like maybe a Mystic Shot. Maybe he tries to trade up with a Get Excited onto the Liturus, which would be really nice for us. But we can just clean out a bunch of stuff, heal up a little bit. No need to be too stingy with our resources. Some Dredger. Okay, well, with playing this, he has sealed his fate, because now he will have 0 cards to respond. No Get Excited, nothing like that. So let's go for the Liturus and clean up game number 3. I don't know. I think the Draven version of this deck is probably even worse than this Heimer one, so I feel pretty good about taking that one home. It is a good matchup for us, though. Let's head into the 4th game. Okay, this is going to be the final game for now. Looks like Piltover Zahn and Shadow Isles. I would guess that this is the Ezreal Heimerdinger control list, which could be an interesting matchup, but I think we can definitely outvalue them. I don't want the Ritual of Renewal no matter what. Oh, it's Heimer plus Elise. Maybe it's a Von Yip deck? Interesting. We have a pretty solid hand regardless. Good that he's not playing anything too early. Von Yip decks, I don't really see much potential with them. Relying on a card like that. Like, what if you don't draw your Von Yip, and you just have a bunch of 1-drops, and then you haven't played them on turn 1 because you save them for value? Seems awful. We're going to block the Spider here. I don't think it matters too much which we actually go for. We're going to be behind by 1 turn no matter what. Okay. Oh no, I think we just want to attack. Because what if he has a Mystic Shot? We'd much rather him play it on the Elise than on our Shadow Assassin. Nice, okay. Good read there. So, I don't think we want to deny. Let's just let this happen. Shadow Assassin is so much more valuable for us, just the elusive damage as well as the fact that there's no way our Elise is actually going to make too many blockers or flip this game. Probably want to grasp something here.
You won't suffer long.
We'll do it after combat though, just to maximize our healing, because we were at 18, so 3 would have been overhealed by 1. Not going to make the same mistake we did in that earlier game and miss a life point for no reason. Urchin. I'm definitely thinking this is some kind of Von Yip thing. Hard to tell for sure though, could just be some kind of spider tribal with PNZ. Okay, we got our Liturus, which is nice. Just gotta get in 4 damage, we got our full combo. Might not be able to do it with this guy, though, because we might need to block with the Shadow Assassin just to slow things down a little bit. Gonna open attack. Well, definitely gonna Withering Wail here. It would be good to save it for if he goes wider with more spiders, but if there's a chance that he's Von Yip, then the Withering Wail won't actually do that much, and we already have Ruination anyway, if he does get to rebuild too much. Block here just in case, too. No response from him, which is nice. So we're staying very healthy at 15 after he's hit us for more like 12 or something, so solid. Okay, he's got another Mystic Shot, which is pretty annoying. I don't think we want to deny, I don't know. Nor do we want to sack, because we want to build our Undyings bigger later if we get them. We got 3 in deck, so it's not too unlikely that we draw them. Just see if he does anything here. Might be good Ruination sometime soon. I think we want to grasp this. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Actually, shoot. We probably should have just ritualed on our turn because it's slow, and then grasped on his turn because it's fast. Okay. Okay, just going in here. Interesting that he's not really even trying to develop stuff. Kind of surprised by that. Go for the heal on his turn. Progress day. Okay, he's finally getting some more gas in his hand. We can Ledros next turn, though, which is really nice. Vengeance. It's a good draw. Save up our spell mana, pass the next turn, and drop the Ledros. Which I feel like it's going to be pretty hard for him to deal with. We are 2 damage short of just being able to pop him immediately next turn. See if he's got anything, though. Actually, it rounds up, so we're only 1 damage short. Don't think we care about Jury Rig. Technically could deny it, but rather just Vile Feast this thing and then save deny for if he has some kind of kill spell for our Ledros when we Atrocity later. Okay. Happy to kill that. This does mean that he's in range of a 1 damage thing. Yeah, I think we still just let this go through. Oh, we don't have enough mana anyway. But yeah, we just want to save deny for protecting our Atrocity later down the line. Or might Ruination next turn if he lets us. Shadow Assassin's a decent draw as well. Chip in that final damage if we have to. Okay, he's got a Withering Wail. Maybe, so I think we deny this. I think. Yeah, let's do it. Because this forces another removal out of his hand. If he has another removal, that is. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I don't think we Atrocity yet, though, because he could have Grasp or something. Like another Withering Wail. Okay, he's got Grasp. So, I think I don't want him to have health. That's why I'm going for the Absorb Soul here. Even though it's a little wasteful. We do get to replay it immediately this turn, though, so now he's starting to get in range of a lower Atrocity. Obviously no mana, so no response there from him. I'm gonna go for the attack. I think we block the 3-2 with Ledros. Yeah, we block the 3-2. Because this basically means like he needs specifically Grasp. He can't have a Withering Wail. He can't have a Vile Feast. Can't even have a Mystic Shot. Like there's, I guess he could have Get Excited. We don't have Deny now, which is a little concerning. But not much. I mean, he's got so little gas left. I don't think we need to open attack, but let's just do it. Okay, so he does have Grasp. I think we just Atrocity him. Pretty unlikely he has a third Grasp, but we'll see. Well, maybe he does. Oh, okay, let's Get Excited. I think we sack our guy for health here. Oh wait, no, he's targeting himself. Oh, he's committing seppuku. Okay, cool. Alright, so, easy win there. Not much pressure put on by that deck. And yeah, you can see how effective Atrocity control can be. Let's head into the wrap-up and talk about any changes to the deck heading into the beta. Alright, so of the 4 games we managed to pick up 4 wins, which is pretty sweet. With that being said, knowing how all my other testing went, there are definitely some changes I think we should make heading into the beta. First thing first, I think we need to add one more Ledros. I only encountered Purify once during Preview Patch 2, but man was it a blowout. I also imagine that more decks are going to be running Detain in the beta, which admittedly we can deal with far more easily than Purify, but yeah, I mean Purify is a problem, especially given its burst speed. Also, I think that seeing as it is such a popular list, even though we have a pretty good matchup against it already, we should be adding in one more Vengeance for Warm Other control decks. The card is really good against ramp lists. Finally, I think we should add one more The Box. This card way overperformed in testing, and given that it hoses Hackroom Chariot, Heimerdinger, and most aggro lists, it seems like a no-brainer to stick in one more in our 40. So, in order to make space for these 3 swaps, I think it's time to cut the Elise again. The only matchups where she felt all that useful were against some slow control lists, or if opposing aggro decks had bad draws. We'll be improving our list hopefully quite a bit by running 0 champions, I think. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed the new list. Certainly interesting playing a deck with, well, I think it probably should have 0 champions in it. Very unique. I'm pretty certain this deck will get some splash damage nerfs once SI hopefully gets tuned down a little bit, perhaps Deny if they listen to the sort of the sentiment around maybe changing that card too, but I hope that this deck survives regardless of the changes. It is a lot of fun to play. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my last deck tech on Lucian and Teemo standalone, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. My next video is going to be a 2-part holistic metagame snapshot of Preview Patch 2. It should be an interesting one. I'm going to give my thought on basically every single deck that I'm aware of, so stay tuned for that one, and I'll catch you then.